Welcome, everybody. It's week 9 in the NFL right now. The Eagles are battling to stay undefeated. But we got the top 5 running backs for you over on OwnersBox. If you haven't played OwnersBox yet, best place to play fantasy football. They got Superflex, so you don't have to draft a kicker or a defense. And they're matching deposits up to $500. You just got to click on the link in our description. Use code MENLY. Soda's starting us off with the honorable mention.
Good honorable mention plays this week. Looking for value if you wanna win your weekly lineup. Josh Jacobs, Ramondre Stevenson, and Deontay Foreman, who everybody's probably gonna be on again.
Yeah, because again, there's not much value at the running back position. If you want to throw in like those players that are less than $5,000, don't be looking at running back because there's none of them. Deontay Foreman's over $5,000 now, so there's nobody there. So we are going to jump right into it. Number 5, we have Kenneth Walker of the Seattle Seahawks. Some quick points on Kenneth Walker here. He's going against the Arizona Cardinals, who give up the most red zone touchdowns in the league. The Seattle Seahawks have targeted 2 players in the red zone this season. One being Noah Fant. The other, Soto, you got any guesses?
I don't.
It's Rashad Penny, who's not even playing anymore. They each have 1 target. The Seahawks, they don't get into the red zone a ton, but when they do, they don't target the receivers. They give it to my boy Kenneth Walker. Kenneth Walker's a great play this week. Soto, what do you think about him?
Couldn't agree more. You'll hear it in our other videos too, but this is definitely one of those stackable games this week that you want to have a lot of plays in, and I think that you kind of hit the nail on the head there with the volume he's going to get. Hopefully he gets some chances at goal line carries, but he has been very good since he's taken over that lead role. Don't expect that to change.
Absolutely. That brings us to number 4. Not a rookie, this guy. This guy is Joe Mixon of the Cincinnati Bengals. He costs $5,900 on OwnersBox. He's going against the Panthers. You see, this is the number that stands out for me is the 7 receptions with Jamar Chase out. They looked horrible last week against the Browns. I expect a big game from the Bengals this week. Soto, what do you think about Joe Mixon?
Yeah, really the receptions with Jamar Chase being out, that's my main reason for wanting to target this play. But we haven't really got a big Joe Mixon game yet this year. If you look back the last 2-3 years, you almost get 1 or 2 of those a year where he's going to hit the end zone 2-3 times. But for me, the target on this one was really because of the receiving volume he's going to see. Hopefully he can break a long run or something, though, help us out even more. But really just a great play with Jamar Chase out and going to be more involved with him out.
Yeah, a lot of disappointed fantasy owners with Joe Mixon this year, and this is the main reason why. And we've seen this year in, year out. He just doesn't quite have the rushing yards that we'd like to see, but hopefully we'll get that this week. That brings us to number 3, Travis Etienne, who had his first week last week as the workhorse back in the backfield, and he made the most of it. He had 24 carries for 156 yards and a touchdown. Me and Soda expect the same this week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Soda, what do you think about ETN this week?
Wow. I'm just hoping he doesn't have a London hangover. That's my biggest worry with him, but I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to take complete control of that lead role. You saw he got 24 carries last week. He's going to be more involved with the pass game with James Robinson out. So what a great play to put at number 3 for us.
Yeah, and if you can get 24 carries for a back that costs $2,400 or that costs $5,900, you are getting good value there. You see all these players that he's cheaper than, and he's getting 24 carries. We love ETN this week. Number 2 this week, is Aaron Jones. He's going up against Detroit, who has been atrocious against the running back position. I think Aaron Jones at this point is their biggest weapon on offense, and they are going to shoot to get him more involved this week. He had 20 carries for 143 yards last week and 4 receptions. For some reason, they decided to keep running the ball when they were down against the Bills. So you can tell they're trying to get Aaron Jones as involved as they can. So what do you think about Aaron Jones?
Oh, the Packers are just a dumpster fire, aren't they? But the only team that's probably more of a dumpster fire than the Packers is the Lions. Lions can't stop anybody. And I think that the Packers are trying to work themselves out of this hole that they're in by focusing on the run game. And then you see the upside, too, with the receiving with Aaron Jones there. I mean, 9 catches in 1 week. So he's not going to get scripted out. He's going to be heavily involved. This was hard not to put at number 1 for me.
Yeah, another guy, we talked about Justin Jefferson having no receiving touchdowns. It's also surprising to see Aaron Jones with no rushing touchdowns. So hopefully he can get into the end zone on the ground this week. And that leads us to number 1, which should be no surprise to anybody. In our receivers episode, we talked about how the Chargers are missing a lot of receivers this week, but they are not missing their top player with Austin Eckler going up against Atlanta, who has been horrible against running backs. Eckler is the most expensive running back this week, but for good reason. Soda, what are your thoughts on Austin Eckler this week?
Has he been the top fantasy running back this year? I'm assuming.
I believe
right up
so.
there at least.
On OwnersBox for sure. He's got a lot of points. Yep, season average. He's ahead of Christian McCaffrey by 5. Austin Eckler's been the one back by far.
Yeah, what a phenomenal play. Almost impossible not to put him at 1 here. Almost impossible to build a lineup and not have him in it. I mean, the guy had 12 catches and 96 yards, and he's a running back. So you know he's going to get those rushing yards. He's going to get those passing yards, receiving yards, maybe some passing yards too. Great number 1 play.
Never know. Yep, and the amount of touchdowns here is also the big thing. And that is why Austin Eckler is our number 1 running back play this week. So to recap, number 5 we had Kenneth Walker III. Number 4, Joe Mixon. Number 3, Travis Etienne. Number 2, Aaron Jones. And our number 1 running back this week was Austin Eckler. We hope everybody has a great week on OwnersBox. And stay manly, everybody.